backyard pond. Quest today is simple. I'm going to be throwing a combat frog, Lilac Pad Crasher by Booyah. But first we're going to throw out the bobber and worm, maybe hook into one of them perch. Rainy day here in the Pacific Northwest, which is good. We've had some drizzle, like no real measurable amount. But today is the first day we actually ended up getting some real rain. And it's just moved in now and supposed to move in over the next couple days. Went down, did some salmon fishing off the North Jetty, big jetty that heads out of the mouth of the Columbia and into the Pacific Ocean. And I knew the salmon were in the ocean. I didn't know if they'd made it up into the river yet. So I was hoping, well, what it comes down to is I was being cheap. I didn't want to run gas for the boat, didn't want to have to deal with the boat. It's a lot easier just to go down to the jetty and throw out over off of the rocks. And, but they weren't there yet, didn't get any bites. Ended up, I bring two rods. I bring one for, with a mooching rig and a bobber and a herring. And I also bring another rod that's a little lighter on the tip. And the, for pitching spinners, like, blue foxes, flying seas, different spinners for salmon fishing. And it was going good, you know, weather was cooperating at the time. And I go to pitch my spinner, and I hook my rod, and I fling my $300 rod out into the ocean. And I went in after that son of a bitch. You know, water temperature is, you know, under 60 degrees. And I could see the rod and it was floating. Well, I couldn't see the rod, but I could see the bobber. And the bobber was washing up. So what I did is I jumped in, put my wallet and my phone down, and jumped in off these rocks and swam out and grabbed my bobber. And then from my bobber, I got that back up onto the rocks. And then I just hand lined in the rod itself. And the jetty, there's tons of rocks. I wasn't honestly thinking I was going to get a bag. Just because you have the bobber that's attached to the pole doesn't necessarily mean you can get the pole off the bottom of the ocean. But I mean, we're not talking, you know, we're talking the reel was $300 and the rod itself was $200. So I'm like, well, I think that's worth a swim, you know? Raining, so we're trying to hang out under this tree, but we might have just donated our frog to this tree. But long story short, I ended up getting the pole back. And so pissed off, I just decided to head home and call it a day. And since we snagged that pole, we bird nest, or that tree here, we bird nested the ever-loving crap out of our reel here. Seems like every time I put new line on a reel, I backlash the ever-loving crap out of it, and then I have to cut it off. But rainy day, we're probably multi-species. Got this, this thing is starting to be my arch enemy. These frogs, everybody's like, oh bro, Taupo frogs are so cool. And I'm like, yeah, do they catch fish? Because they're like $8, and I bet you I'd catch more fish with a Ned rig. But sometimes you just want to look cool, right? Look cool while fishing. It's not about the fish you catch, it's the story you post on Instagram, right? If you're new here, like this is your first time, do live fishing every day, 7 p.m. Sometimes it's backyard pond, sometimes it's somewhere more exciting, but it's always a good time. Getting some action on that bobber. Rain's really starting to settle in. It's got that freshly rain smell, which is kind of cool, you know? Oh, I got hit. I think I got hit. There's a big drop off, and it goes from about 4 feet to 12 feet, and it's dug out all through the middle of the pond. The pond itself is 5 acres, fed by a 30-acre lake, and then feeds out into a couple smaller farm ponds, and then eventually the Willapa Bay. Out here in the Pacific Northwest, and that should explain why I'm wearing a big-ass coat in the middle of August. I don't think I know for a fact, we have not had one day above 70 degrees this summer. And we're getting a little bit of rain now. We'll see if that makes any difference. I'm in the kind of the slower part of the yard if I don't get a bite shortly. I'll move down to a different spot. Picked up a pretty good bass on the other one. There's bass, bluegill, perch, trout, and bullhead catfish. I think we're gonna try moving our bobber up a little bit, see if we can't hook something up. I think we're just a little shallow. I think the fish are running a little bit deeper. First time it's rained in a bit, so we'll see if we can't hook them up. Hey, shout out to the 4 people. Thanks for taking the time to check me out on Tuesday. Welcome to the backyard pond. See if we can catch some fish. I got the boring old bobber and worm, but I'm expecting a yellow perch. Crushed it on a bluegill. Caught a bluegill. Put it in my 75-gallon aquarium. If you want to help me name it, drop a comment. Most commented name will be our bluegill mascot. That bobber is probably almost as old as I am. No, it's got to be older than me. You don't see an orange and yellow pattern like that, and it, for the life of me, does not want to float straight. It's floating sideways, and I checked it. There's no cracks. There's no reason for it to float sideways. It just does. 1970s engineering. We also got a Black Max bait caster. Thank you for that like. I appreciate you appreciating me. Combo frog. This thing has been like my freaking arch enemy. They're like, bro, you got to throw that pocket frog. It's amazing, top water. And I do top water, right? Like, I'll throw a popper, I'll throw a buzz bait, no problem. I get lots of fish that way. But I am 800 casts deep on this frog with no love. And I've tried multi-ponds, tried throwing it out, I tried twitching it, reeling it up, stop, tried jumping it over. I do like the fact that it's weedless and doesn't pick up a lot of these lily pads, but I mean, we're talking no love for this frog. And I'm told myself, I'm like, I fish every day live, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard. And I've been telling myself for the last 2 months, I'm going to keep making good casts, bro. You'll get that. You'll get it on that frog. But, zero signs. Zero, I mean, I think something went after it one time, but couldn't set the hook or whatever the case may be. I'm seeing some life, signs of life, some fish turning out, but pretty slow. We might move to a different part of the yard, like 30 feet that way. Sometimes that'll make a big difference. Ooh. Fuck yeah, dude. So I got hit. I just didn't connect. But I definitely got hit. Saw it turn over on the top water. That's fucking exciting. Let's get it. Man, if you guys want to hear a grown man squeal like a little girl, just stand by, because if I hook something on this frog, I'm going to get pretty hype. You know, the largemouth population of the pond's gone really down, and it seems like the spots are kind of starting to overtake the pond. But, you know, everybody's hating on those spots, but man, spots are angry, bro. Like, they don't get big. But fish in the Pacific Northwest don't get big anyway. I mean, a big bass here is... All right, so I lied. If you go inland, you can get some pretty large bass. Maybe, you know, I think our state record's like 8 or 9 pounds because they get the warmer temperatures. But out here on the coast, you're lucky to get a 3 pound. I think my PB for the backyard pond is maybe 1.5 to 2 pounds. Ooh, something's hitting that bobber. I don't know about theirs where I got hit last time. I think what works the best on these frogs, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge frog guy. I mean, if you know something, drop a comment and tell me something. But I think the swim and then stop, like reel up, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet, stop, reel up 4 or 5 feet. I'm gonna get this one up though and check the, there's the bobber right there. Bobber's gone. That's the problem running 2 poles. We'll see if I got any bait on this guy left. Hey, shout out to the 2 people up in here. Appreciate you guys taking the time to rock with me on this rainy Tuesday. Yeah, facts, Mr. Pickles. If you're just getting here, man, I was out on the jetty today and doing some, there's something. What do we got? Doing some salmon fishing, and I knew it was a little early. I was just optimistic. I think they're still out in the ocean. I just didn't want to run the boat because I didn't want to pay for the gas. And So I went down to the jetty. Little bluegill, nothing to write home about. I went down to the jetty and I was fishing. You can check out the live. I don't recommend it. It's pretty boring, to be honest with you. But I always bring 2 rods. I bring one that's a little heavier that I can throw a bobber and a herring setup. And then I bring something a little bit lighter that I can do like blue foxes and spinners. And I'm fishing. And life is good. And I go to throw my spinner out. And I hook my other rod. And I launched my other rod probably about, I don't know, 10 feet off of the fucking jetty into the ocean. And I can see my bobber. I can't see the rod because, I mean, we're deep. It's the ocean, you know. And I saw the bobber. The bobber's starting to work its way in, right? So I said, fuck it. I jumped in. And this water temp's like 57. So we're not talking like nice tropical ocean. We're talking cold-ass Pacific Ocean. And so I swim out and I grab my bobber. And just because you have the bobber doesn't mean... Yeah, so I mean, I take my phone out of my pockets and I got full jeans, slide my boots off, dive into the water, grab the bobber, swim the bobber back up to the rocks because it's a big rock jetty. There's no shore. They're big boulders. So I get up out the water and I start hand lining the line in. And there's rocks that, I mean, the whole jetty's nothing but these big boulders. So just because I have the bobber and the line attached to the pole doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to get the pole back. But I hand lined it in, pulled it up, got the pole. But that thing was, 40 feet down in the depths of that salt water. So I get home and redo everything, pull it all apart. Fresh water rinse out all my gears and but we're not, it's my saltwater gear is not cheap, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about a $40 whatever Shakespeare from Walmart, and I'm talking a $200 Daiwa reel and a $400 worth of gear. And I did end up getting it back, so that worked out. Then it was a long-ass drive back home in the truck, soaking wet. But that jetty will be popping here in September, October. The fish really start moving through. I am still on this settlement, man. Nah, bro. I got bit on that topwater frog, and I got a little excited by that. Oh yeah, I did. I caught a bluegill. See, when you catch... I catch so many fish, I don't get excited about bluegills anymore. That makes me sad. Yeah, no, normally, man, the jetty's just boring. You're just down there, you're throwing a bobber with a herring. It drifts because the tide moves in and out constantly. So you get, depending on how hard it's running, you get maybe 2-3 minutes and then you're throwing out again. Or you can pitch a spinner. But I've spent, days down there and not get nothing. But when you do hook up, it's usually like a 8-pound or could even be a 20-pound Chinook. So sometimes you're just hey, thanks, JR. Hey, if you guys don't know, I caught a little pumpkin seed and I put it in my 75-gallon aquarium, and I need y'all to name it. So, like, yeah, settlement. I'm not opposed to that. I don't think there's anything. I could be wrong. I think that would be a better video if I was at a little different pond. I don't think anything in here. Well, you never know, right? You never know. And if I hooked up, I mean, yeah, if I hooked up a little blue, you know, it's a good idea. I'm never opposed to live bait. I think if I got some minnows or something, that might be the move. But they're out a little, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, man. I know they put planted trouts in there. I threw a rooster tail around. And I'll get back out there that way. There's another lake, probably a quarter mile. I drove by it, and it didn't, I mean, it wasn't anything to really write home about. And it looked like overfished like you wouldn't believe, because you roll down the bank and you're just seeing jar after jar of empty power bait and crap that people left behind. And you know, we're getting late summer, and I think a lot of these ponds are just kind of overfished. What I'm really hoping to find is just like a farmer's pond, you know, something that I know has or don't know what has in it, and just kind of hook it up that way. But I mean, salmon season's pretty busy. That's going to keep me pretty busy. I like to get out and do some surf perch fishing. Got shit to do, and I'm running out of summer, which is kind of a bummer, you know? I mean, it's not going to be too much longer, and the rain, it's going to be like raining like this every day. And this isn't too bad, but rain and wind makes it hard to kind of get out and do stuff. Or I guess that's just pussy talk, right? I just changed my tampon, put on my big girl panties, and fucking go for it. Choices in life. We're gonna get something on this frog, though. I can just feel it. This little frog. I got bit earlier. I thought I was into those bluegills. It turns out I just picked up a dumb one. Yeah, you know, Mr. Pickles, it's one of those grass is always greener on the other side, right? Because I mean, don't get it twisted. I'd be definitely complaining a lot more if it was 100 degrees than 55 with some rain. And we haven't had any real rain like this. This is measure. We'll probably get a half inch over the next couple days. We just had a lot of drizzle. And it's, I don't know, I'm not complaining. It's got that fresh rain smell. I appreciate the comment there. We'll see if I can pronounce your name. Kanashki? Kanashki? Am I close? Leave a like if I was halfway close. I think we're gonna switch something up. This frog is not getting... I don't think I'm gonna switch up the frog. I think I'm gonna throw my bobber out in a little better location. Yeah, it is raining. But that's nothing unusual for where I live. Oh, something got hit on the bobber, or on the frog. Something bit the frog. Not hard, but something bit that frog. That's exciting. I think I'm gonna throw a worm out and hope for the best. Shout out to the 7 people. Thanks for checking out the channel. Live fishing every day, 7 p.m. Oh, the rain is really starting to pick up. It was supposed to. I was just optimistic. But kind of under this big hemlock tree in the yard. It's decorated with all kinds of lures, and it's like Christmas. Oh, it's cool. You can see the wind's kicking up too. You can see it kind of moving across the pond there. Depending on the video quality. That's all right. I don't think the fish know that it's raining, right? Ugh. I already got wet enough today. I ain't trying to get more, but got that out. Let's see if we can get a bluegill, but I'm gonna keep working this frog. Now that that wind kicked up, not too optimistic about topwater being the correct approach. Just spooled up this line, but this bait caster doesn't hold very much, and I almost spooled myself, and we're missing bites. A little bit of chop on the water now. Can't even see my frog. See if I still got a worm on there. Nope, we don't. My best friend's over there. She's my chihuahua. She's like, why aren't you carrying me? What the fuck is this stuff falling from the sky? Hey, thanks for checking out the channel. Live fishing every day, 7 p.m. Come kick it. If you're new here, let me know where you're from and what you fish for. This is the backyard pond. Nothing too exciting, but I like it. We got bluegill, bass, perch, the occasional trout, and also the occasional bullhead. Caught one bluegill earlier. Kind of searching for a yellow perch. Wouldn't mind a yellow perch. Also trying to get a, you know, either a spot or a largemouth on a frog. Everybody's like, oh, bro, you got to catch one on a frog. And I'm like, fuck, bro, I've been trying for like 2 months. And no luck. But I'll throw that, man, that rain sure is kicking up. That's all right. I'm from here. I'm used to it. Kind of fish in the deeper part of the pond, probably, I don't know, a good 12 foot water where I'm at now. Leave that alone. Get the bobber out. Seems like every time I try to pick up the rod to multitask, I get bit on the bobber and miss the fish, so. I'm just slow working that frog. I'm reeling him about, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet, stopping, reeling, stopping. I think JR is the one that told me to try that. Also just popping it a little bit, letting it sit. I guess days like this is why I invested for the windsock on the mic, right? Hopefully the audio is not too bad. It does this weird crackle sometimes, and I don't get that, but joys of learning to be a YouTuber, right? Not gonna lie though, like my skills with the baitcaster have probably like doubled over the last few months. Got a row of lily pads, and then just past the lily pads there's a bit of a drop off. And I'm just slowly working that frog. We're weeks of ever fishing with this frog and no luck. But I do like the fact that it's weedless. I'm not getting caught up. But we haven't had any algae on the pond this year. Or sometimes we got big old, like, I don't know what to call it, just weeds that grow up off the bottom. And since I'm the only boat traffic it gets, last year was pretty bad, but this year weeds have been down, but we haven't had a day above 70, so I think that has a lot to do with it as well. We just haven't had any warm weather. You know, I'm only gonna cast 200 or 300 times before I decide to move spots, and I think we're about there. Dragon feels a little Tuesday-esque, doesn't it? Like, ooh, come on, take it. Maybe? Yeah, if he's there, he's not very big. What do we got? Baby bluegill. he would make good bait for something larger. But I don't have, he would make perfect bait for like a bigger fish. With that being said, I don't have the right hook to do that right now. I'd have to re-tie up, but that might be a video for a later time. Using a bluegill for larger bass. He was out pretty deep. I think we're gonna try to move to the yeah, maybe a couple more casts here. If I could find one of those big bluegills, I'd be pretty stoked about it. Yellow perch, I haven't caught a yellow perch in a couple days, and I sure would like to kind of do a little multi-species on this live. It's like a overactive 6-year-old. I don't like leaving my bobber in the water for more than 5 minutes. I'm just kind of slowly working it down the line. But thanks for taking the time to check me out on a Tuesday. Welcome to the backyard pond. Ooh, crushed it. Ah, I spit it. I'm running a barbless hook because we're catch and release at the moment, and if I'm just catching and releasing, I don't see the point in a big old barbed hook or treble. Something crushed it. I'm just kind of slow reeling it in there, moving that worm along. But if you don't have that barb on that hook, they can spit it pretty easily. And I think that's what just happened there. If you're new to the channel, live fishing every day, that sounds like something you're interested in, swing through, drop a comment, let me know where you're from and what you fish for. I'll be live all summer long. Sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm somewhere else, you know? Also do quite a bit of camping. Anything outdoors. That's kind of my thing. I know I'm throwing all weird, but I'm right underneath this tree because it's starting to rain pretty good now, and like a true old man, I'm wearing flip-flops with socks. If you want to see that, you'll have to subscribe to my OnlyFans. It's Funky Foot 1983 is my OnlyFans. Oh, we're missing him. There's a little school of something, or one pissed off spot, one of the two. But we'll see if we can't hook him up. Hey, Jackson, good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Goon. I'm on board with that. I mean, if the shoe fits, you gotta wear it, right? So, like, no, man, I'm little. I'm like 4'9". Can you be a goon? What's the difference between, like, a goon and a thug? You too, Jackson, man. I hope you have some tight lines and get out and do some fishing, bro. Yeah, can you be a goon if you're only 4'9"? Is that a thing? And what's the difference between a goon and a thug? Take it. Trying to keep some pressure on him. He ain't very big. Let's see what we got. Oh, I lost him. Damn the not barbed hooks. That's all right. He looked like a perch, but if you don't get him on the bank, it don't count. There's a bit of weeds right in front of me, and that's where I lost him at. Lazy, there's a little bush right here that I'm trying not to caught in, and I want to fish the other side, so instead of moving my tripod like 10 feet that way, I'm trying to throw over it, but I'm still underneath this big hemlock, so it's a long story short is I look stupid casting because I'm lazy. Kind of stop throwing that frog because I'm just really, I got a bad attitude about it. You ever have a lure and you're just like, fuck this lure, it doesn't work, and you spent $8 on it and you're just like, this thing is the biggest piece of crap. But you watch fishing guys on YouTube and they're like, oh, you gotta get it, you gotta catch one on this frog. And I don't give a fuck about being on trend or like what's popular. I'm never gonna do like a weird, I might do a weird build a boat challenge thing, but not really. You know, I got a boat. It's aluminum. I got 2 boats, and they both work pretty fine. You know, I have no. Yeah. See, I'm such a fisherman. I'm running a naked hook. Like, I don't even need bait to not catch fish. I can just do it all by myself. So we talk a little crap here. If you're new and you enjoy it, think about leaving that sub, man. I'm trying to grind to 5K. Don't know how I ended up where I am now. But, appreciative. We can get one. I can feel it. I mean, this is going to be the cast. Just got back from a overnight camping trip up in the hills, and I tried to teach myself how to fly fish. After watching, you know, numerous YouTube videos and talking to people about it, and had one subscriber who gave me some really good advice. It's a pretty good video though. It's overnight remote solo camping. That's kind of my theme this year is solo camping. I've done a lot of camping. I like campgrounds and with my wife, but just me and the dog and remote areas is kind of like my latest fascination. So I've been getting into that. Pretty good video if you want to check that out. It's out now. This bobber does not want to float right side up, and it drives me nuts. And I know this bobber has got to be like, I don't know, you tell me how old do you think that bobber is. But I bought a bag of them at a yard sale for like, I don't know, 100 bobbers for a bag, like a Walmart shopping bag full of bobbers for like $3. So, but the problem is it doesn't float right side up, and I thought I was rigged wrong, so I made sure I rigged it right. Double wrap the top, double wrap the bottom. But absolutely wants to float sideways. I don't have a weight on it because I don't need it. I'm not trying to go too crazy. I'm just twitching it, mainly because I can't sit still. Another reason is that I think there's a pretty good section of bass there. I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I'm not even fishing. I'm all tangled. I'm gonna move to the honey hole. You guys ready for my secret spot location? It's about 10 feet that way. So let's move past the bushes. And you're like, why do you have a garden hose out if it's raining? Because I got blueberries, and the blueberries require a ton of water. I was hoping to hang out underneath that tree, kind of keep some of the water off of my phone and whatnot, but honey hole. I've been crushing it over here lately. Like this part of the yard has been doing exceptionally well. So I'm expecting some bass. Always mow. Always. Got back from getting my ass kicked earlier. I went down to the jetty. There, if you want to watch the other live, it's kind of boring, and I don't think it's that great of quality. But I went to the jetty, which is just a big boulder rock wall that goes out into the ocean. And long story short is my fishing rod ended up falling in, and I went in to go get it because it wasn't, it wasn't a $5 Walmart rod. It was like a $300 setup, closer to $4 because of the reel. And interesting day. Now it's just kind of raining and we're hanging out in the backyard pond. I'll tell you the whole story. Give me a second. So at the jetty, I fished 2 different poles, right? And we're going for coho or Chinook salmon. And I have one pole that's a little bit heavier because it throws a bobber and a herring, 4-ounce banana weight. Needed a little stiffer pole. Problem with the stiffer pole, it doesn't throw the spinners. It won't throw like a blue fox. It's just too stiff. So it won't throw some of the lighter tackle. So I bring 2 rods with me, one for spinners and then one for the heavier setup. And I was fishing just fine, had my rod all set up out on these rocks, and I go to pitch my spinner, and I see my other rod just fucking flying, probably 5-10 feet off into the fucking ocean. And I'm just like, shit. I hooked it. The treble on the spinner ended up hooking my other rod and throwing it off. And I can't see the rod. Rod's 30 feet down at the bottom of the freaking ocean, and but I can see the bobber, and the bobber's floating towards me and towards the rocks, and I'm getting out, but the tide's coming in and it's splashing in and out against the jetty. And eventually I got close, and I got my big net and I'm trying to net the bobber, bring the bobber back up to me, and eventually I just said, fuck it. And I just jumped in. And well, I took my phone and my wallet out, and I'm not dressed for swimming. It's 60 something degrees and the water temp is, 58. And so I kick my boots off and take my phone and wallet out, and I dive in after the pole. And I swim out and I grab the bobber. And just because you have the bobber doesn't mean you have the pole necessarily. And so I swim out and I grab the bobber. And I know that pole's still probably 40 feet down, hooked up in these rocks. And I'm hand lining it in, and I got, I'm salmon fishing, so I think there was, 30-pound mono on there. And I eventually get the pole back up, but that pole has now been submerged in 40 foot of salt water. So I get home, I'm soaking wet, jeans soaked, everything just soaked. So I'm like, F this, I'm heading home. And I get home and, shower, clean up or whatever I'm doing. And then I had to pull that whole rod apart though, that whole rod and reel. And because that salt water will eat it, and it was a sealed reel. It was it's good gear. It's a Daiwa Eliminator reel. And but it's not just because it says it's a saltwater gear doesn't mean it necessarily is, So shit, man, that was my first time down at the jetty this year. And I mean, I'll be back later for sure. But yeah, I had to go in after it. It was not the experience I wanted. And to be honest, I probably went viral on somebody else's channel. If you see a clip of a guy jumping off the North Jetty in Washington State, that'd be me. Because there were some people, I think they were filming it. I wasn't. But I'm a millennial, but and I do YouTube on the side or whatever. But my first instinct is never to grab the camera. My first instinct is fuck, how am I gonna get that $400 reel back? You know what I mean? We'll worry about going viral after we get the reel. It's just, I'm a rookie, I guess. Can't believe we're not getting any bites. A little bit of rain today, which is kind of nice. But we'll see how it goes. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. Thanks for checking out the channel. Live fishing every day, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard. Welcome to the backyard pond. Ooh, what do we got? Take it. You ever trying to fish and hold a chihuahua in your coat at the same time? No? Just me? All right. Oof. We on that vegetarian setting because we're just pulling in a lot of salad at the moment. I have to switch that out to fish. All right, this is the cast. I feel it. Let's make some magic happen. Oh, Chihuahua love. Threw it with like zero enthusiasm. Just kind of flopped it out there. But we caught a monster. Okay, I say monster, but monster for the backyard pond is like 2 pounds. Because the bass just don't get big here. We just don't have the temperature we need to really support big fish like that. But it was right about the spot. Just gotta be patient. Hey, if you're new here, thanks for checking us out. If you feel like it, drop a comment. Let me know where you're from and what you fished for. JR, if you're still in here, man, no, I've been over that bobber 100 times. There's no water in it when I reel it up. It just fucking floats sideways. It's just, I don't know if it's like weighted on one side. I thought water too. But no, there's no hole in it. There's no water when I reel it up. Oh, there's a bite though. Come on. There it is. Come on. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, my kingdom for some barbed hooks. We just missed a little bass. He wasn't big. Really wasn't big. But we're just catch and release at the moment, which isn't normally my style. But if I'm in the backyard pond, catch and releases sometimes happen. So I'm running a barbless hook just to make it more sporting, give the fish a little bit more of a chance. We missed that bite. Let's go ahead and toss it back out, see what we can't hit. Had a couple bluegill earlier. Really looking for a yellow perch. But we're kind of in the bassy part of the yard. Underneath these lily pads, bloop, right there is a brush pile that I had sunk with a couple old stumps. And you know, stuff, I see stuff turning out a little further out. We'll see. We'll just keep working it. I'll fling it out in deep water. Hopefully we'll hit something a little different. I think I just threw my bait off. Seems like it's par for the course. Hey, shout out 10 people up in here. If you're bored on a Tuesday, thanks for checking me out. I do live fishing every day, 7 p.m. This is my backyard pond. Welcome. It's not very big, 5 acres or so, but it's fed by a larger lake. Runs out into a couple smaller ponds and eventually the bay and then the ocean. If you're new and that sounds like something you'd be interested in, go ahead and join us. We're also camping, hiking, fishing, anything outdoors. You name it, I'm about it, you know? If you're into older guys wearing socks with sandals, you're in the right place as well. Well, boys and girls, I've been at it an hour. It's raining. I'm tired and sore from getting my ass kicked at the jetty. But this has been Outdoors with Unc, reminding you, go outside. It's good for your soul. We'll catch you on the next one. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard. Peace. Maybe. No. Peace.